and good evening to everybody. It is me. I'm sitting here by myself. The sports influencer. Where is he? I'll get to that soon. Welcome to the Sports Influencer Roundtable. It is Monday, February 22nd. Believe it or not, we are in the year 2021. I want to welcome everybody to the show. Thank you so much for being supporters and viewers of this platform. We just are very honored and blessed to be able to share what we share with you all, usually on a weekly basis. Before I go any further, let me just say this. So Coach Jabari, the sports influencer himself, is actually out at a playoff game. And so we have entered the playoff season for basketball, for high school basketball, and which is an exciting time. And so we decided to share the stage, I guess. The stage is. So while he is live, and we'll do a live check-in from halftime tonight, I actually am in the studio, and I have a special guest co-host with me tonight. I'm excited. This is one of my sisters in the basketball streets. And she knows way more about things than I do. And she is, it's so important what she does and what she provides and brings to the game of basketball. I hope that you all will hear from her and will utilize her talents and her business. She has her own business, and we're going to get to that real shortly. But without further ado, I can't wait to bring out my special co-host, Monique Askew of Accuracy Score. Come on in, Monique.
Hello. How you doing, Christy?
I am good, girl. I'm just so glad. I'm excited. It's so crazy. I don't know. I mean, I'm missing Jabari being right next to me, but I am glad to not be doing this for myself.
Already. I'm so glad to be here.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we are happy to have you. And again, you are no stranger to Heads Up. You have been there. You've been through it. You have been an incredible, just since I've been here in the last almost 5 years, we automatically clicked. Yes. You have been an incredible volunteer at different events that we've hosted over the last several years. And I know you probably can you're going to give me some background history, I guess, on, how long you've known Jabari. We are approaching the 18-year anniversary of the Heads Up Foundation. And again, Jabari is that person that he has gone through all levels of the game. And so, and for the last 18 years, this is what has been his passion. It's what he's been committed to. And you are one of those people that has been there at some point along the way. And here you are now. And we're just so thankful for you and taking the time out, because it's work.
It is work.
Yeah, it is work. Setting up and all of that. You got a good experience here.
Yes, I met Jabari, I would say like maybe 10 years ago at Mobile tournament. So
20?
10.
Oh,
10.
Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah, okay.
Working Mobile tournament as a scorekeeper. That's kind of where I got introduced to adult scorekeeping for pro-am and semi-pro games. So we met there, and he been grinding, and then you came to the team and just elevated the game. So yeah.
Well, thank you. And like I said, you have just been I consider you part of the support system. And so even when I get flustered at games and people are crazy or whatever, I know I can, if you're there, I can depend on you if you're not at the table working. But even in as we pass by, again, you've always just been such a great energy, and we appreciate you and love you so much. So let's talk about Accuracy Score. I can't wait we want to share your small business on this platform. So I'm going to let you take it away. Just go.
Okay. Accuracy Score, we became a actual business in 2017. So what we do is we provide scorekeepers to athletic events, basketball, football, volleyball, And I started as a scorekeeper at Lancaster High School. So there's my alliance to Lancaster High School as an eighth grader. So as time progressed, I went on to high school, continued to be a scorekeeper, and I actually played sports as well. Graduated, continued to be a scorekeeper, and then I created a business that allowed other people to come in, educators, students, because I work in education as well. So students would come and work for us. So now we have 80 employees that we work year round, mostly basketball events. So we do scorekeeping, stats, a temperature check, you name it. Whatever your tournament needs or event needs, I'm sure that I can place the proper person to make your event a success.
That is awesome. So let's talk about just, I mean, the ins and the outs. Okay, first of all, why are stats important?
Stats are important because it allows you to keep record of uh different. The stat line is, you got the points, rebounds, steals, assists, turnovers. So it allows you to see as an individual player where you need to grow, as a coach where your player needs to grow or where your team needs to grow. It also allows for a player to get recruited. So it's a big deal in sports. So we do stats. We can do stats by hand. We could do it on a computer. We use different software, and the software normally, sometimes we're contracted to do stats, and those stats are fed to college coaches or different recruiting services.
Okay. All right. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of that. And, again, you have a unique perspective when it comes to this game. And again, all of the data that you collect and the things that you have to look for. And again, I love your name, Accuracy Score, because accuracy is key in making sure that the right numbers and just the right information in the data gets reported, because it is very important. And you mentioned something super important to everybody for recruiting, and that's a huge thing. And we'll talk about a couple of things. So now that we know who Monique with Accuracy Score is, we're going to go back just a little bit and reopen the show with my co-host, my lovely co-host, and talk about, so first of all, a couple of things. Let's just get into real life here. Last week was a nightmare for so many people. I know that you personally had some struggles, you and your girls. So I just want to first send you, again, just additional, love and support for everything that you had to go through. I mean, it was a nightmare for so many people. And I will not get into the politics of it. I have sworn myself to not do the politics of it. But again, just to send our love, and that's why you all didn't see us last week on Monday night, because it just would not have been fair.
Right.
And we really were caught up in just, again, all of the nightmarish things that were going on and what we were bracing for and experiencing. So you want to give us an update on how things are going now at home?
All of our services have been restored. Power, water. Well, we never lost water. Our water pressure was kind of low, but hey, it really taught us a lot. So I look at the positive in it. I learned how to start my fireplace. I learned how to start my grill. I learned how to jump up when the power come on and whip something up real quick. So, I mean, I don't want to harbor on, the negative of it all. I think that it did draw us closer, me and my girls. It was cold, Christy.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of warm each other up. So I'm glad we're over it, and we did learn a lot from it.
Well, that's good. That's good. I know it's interesting, to say, when it's nice to say that there is a silver lining somewhere in the storm when course, you all get closer and you learn something from all of this. Again, it doesn't fix the bigger problem, which again, I'm going to glaze over. I'm going to save everyone from my commentary.
Right.
But this is why I have to be limited to how much mic time I get on different platforms. But anyway, there'll be a time for that. But I will say this: Texas is crazy. I went outside with no coat on just about 40 minutes ago, and unbelievable. You would never have thought anything was just going on the way it was. So anyway, well, I'm glad to hear that, and we are just again sending all of our love and comfort for everyone who struggled and suffered. We did lose lives during this time. I'm just hoping that legislature and just something will change. We need some big changes to happen. 2022, y'all get ready. And I will be on
text messages saying go get gas because gas is gonna fluctuate.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be another storm in the beginning of March. So hopefully we're prepared. You know.
And here's the thing, and this is my message to everyone out there. Listen, the storms don't last always. So this is not like the pandemic. A snowstorm in North Texas is not like a pandemic that has gone on now for a year. It is temporary. Please don't go buy up every single thing. I finally found I was calling stores for eggs. Y'all just but thanks to my special place down at Farmer's Market, I got my double yolk eggs, and they were wonderful. Whole flat of them. Yeah, that's where we usually get them, but I didn't think that they would be open. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so we made it through last week, and guess what? It is still Black History Month.
Yes, it is.
I mean, we Black all day, every day, all year, forever and ever. But so again, I just encourage everybody to continue to dive deeper, get into your culture, get into your history. Let's not, take the pill of revisionism and how they don't let anybody change the story and the narratives for you. Go out there, seek it for yourself. There's a lot of great content on the TV stations, thankfully, are, really, really participating. And so, but again, Google.
Best friend. Google is your best friend.
Best friend. And then when Google and dig deeper, go get a book. Go get a book. So this time last year, I know I gave a bunch of lists of things, and I'll do that before we close out the year. I think if I have time, Ooh, do I have time? No, today is it's not a leap year, is it? So anyway.
No, you do not have
to. We could get y'all, I can load you up every week on something to read, something to watch, listen to, whatever. So we'll get into that another time. So now let's segue. Oh, I did mention at the top of the show a couple of things. I'm going to always interject. I did mention at the top of the show that Jabari will be checking in. We will hear from the SportsInfluencer live at some point. But when he pops into our green room, I'll be sure to we'll take a pause and hear from him. He is out there. It is playoff season. It's exciting. I mean, this has been such an incredible year for these kids and for, programs across the country and at every level, at every single level. So student athletes at the high school level, it's been impactful, but they're getting it done. They're getting it done, and they're making the best of this situation. So let's talk about the road to state. We're on it now. So
I'm ready.
Give me some naturally. Okay, look, because it's us. This is our takeover.
Yes, it is.
So we can talk about Lancaster Tigers.
Let's talk about Lancaster. Yes.
Let's talk about let's just get it out of the way because they know it's coming.
Right.
So yes, so Lancaster Tigers are definitely they're going to play game 2. They just won against Woodrow Wilson on Saturday, correct? Yes.
WT White.
No, WT White. I'm sorry, WT White. Woodrow Wilson is burnt in my brain for the next subject. So when we get to the next subject, that's what we're gonna talk about.
Okay.
So yeah. Game 2 is on Wednesday for them. And
at Woodrow.
Huh?
At Woodrow.
At Woodrow Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
But they are not playing Woodrow Wilson. Lord, thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So who else? We've got Duncanville right now is tonight. They're out of town. They had a road trip to play. And so these are some of our top DFW teams. Who else?
South Grand Prairie is playing tonight, right? South Grand Prairie.
That's actually where the sports-influencer is tonight. He's at the South Grand Prairie versus, I think it's Pierce tonight. I hope I don't have to be corrected on that. So yeah. So who else? Who else do we have?
When does Waxahachie play?
Oh, that's a good question. We need somebody. Where is the comments? Is anybody chiming in?
I'm trying to go to the sports influencer's post because he did have a post, and it was a wealth of information of all the teams that's going to be playing in the Metroplex, when they're going to be playing, if they advance, who they play next.
Right.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you look that up, and so we're going. Listen, this is going to be very interesting as we talk about the road to state, and we'll get more into this, of course, once Jabari is back, and he will discuss some of the details, I guess, how state is going to look this year. It's going to look very, very different than how it's ever looked before. And so let me just take y'all back a year ago. Like I still have all my badges clipped onto my backpack that I took that I haven't unpacked for a year. I'll just never forget when they made the announcement to shut everything down, and we hadn't even, it was incredible. I want to say it was halftime at the Madison game, and they made the announcement that we're going to play one more game, and that's it. That's it.
San Antonio sure was, because I think I called y'all. I was trying to get down there.
Yeah. You ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get up out of here, and that's all we got. I mean, it was incredible, and it's just still so. It still has a bit of a sting, just because those kids were just they worked so hard to get where they were, and then to kind of just be let down like that, for this global nightmare that none of us knew would have been as devastating. And speaking of the global nightmare, which is the pandemic, we have hit the over 500,000 deaths in the United States alone, just in the U.S. Matter of fact, it was reported earlier this morning, we were at 501,092 deaths from COVID reported. That's just reported as of this morning. And so it's still out there. It's still very much active. And we've got new variants that are taking on whole new forms that they're not even sure that the vaccine. So I can't express enough, you got to be extra careful. It's just careful is an understatement at this point. It is life or death. And it is a matter of do not, don't play with this thing. Don't think at all. You think everybody is safe and you just don't know. It's just, you have to be careful who you're fellowshipping with. Keep your mask. Matter of fact, they've been saying double mask is best. I mean, I know I have the little plastic thing that helps, keep the mask off my face. But yeah, double up, and those things are, it was $6. Like, come on.
I do kind of think that the storm was kind of a distraction because people were just kind of walking out today as if there is no COVID. Like, COVID is still here.
Still here. And she's still busy, honey. She is still. I don't know. We want to call her a she, but
no, she not.
Busy. He busy.
He is very destructive.
What's the pronoun? I don't know. I don't think it's a she though, because I don't know if we're that destructive. But no, it's a it. it's just a thing.
That's what it is.
And it's a nightmare. So yeah, but so saying all of that, I know that's so as we lead up to state in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome, the traditional pomp and circumstance will not be the case this year, and rightfully so. It's going to be just the very last championship games for each division. So that's it. You get one shot. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to get there, and then it's like you go and you play your one final game, and then y'all go home.
You might as well not get a room then. Remember, I told you already. I mean, you just.
Yeah, but I think it's safer to do that, to go in and get, if you're going to be occupied, it just won't be a 5-day trip. It'll be a two or three, depending on what time of day you play. I just think they're going to have everything on Saturday. I'm not sure. But I also know they just made an announcement on the news last week that the girls championship, which is usually a couple of weeks prior to the boys, they have pushed it back. It's going to be the week before. So there's a very small window between the boys and the girls. So that's a bit of news there too. So, but we just, we're going to continue to highlight all of the accomplishments of these young people and what they've done, and as they head off, especially all the graduating seniors. Again, everything is just it's so new. We've gotten a little better. I think we're able to manage crowds a bit better, which is good, which is exciting for Heads Up, because guess what?
Yes.
We are coming back this month. That's going to be my next topic of discussion, and we're going to talk All-Star and unsigned senior combines coming up next month. But before I get into that, I do want to take a pause and just, again, thank everybody for tuning in. Please share the broadcast as much as you can on all your different platforms. And also, we want to encourage everybody to please go visit theheadsupfoundation.org. I can't tell you enough. We're in 18 years of this mission, of this movement, and it is deserving of so many things. And actually, we've launched a campaign. I think at the beginning of this year, we finally kicked off. It's 18 years. We're asking for $18. Just one person, each person, do an $18 donation to the Heads Up Foundation, and you can make a real difference. Again, we are getting back in the swing of being in person and hosting the incredible events that we host. Last week, I want to say, I watched a video of our All-Star Week, of one of our All-Star Weeks, and a little tear came to my eye, because I was like, oh my God. Of course, it wasn't last year's All-Star, because it was completely canceled, because our All-Star Week happens the week after state finals, championship. And so, everything was shut down. We lost everything. We canceled everything. It was a wrap. And so we're looking forward to, getting back in the gym and getting back on the platform, and presenting what we've presented. You have helped out at several events. Just come on, tell the people how great it is, how great they are.
It is amazing. What I like most is when you teach the boys how to talk to media. Like how to do an interview. I think that's a segment I don't see at many camps or events for the boys. So just them learning. I can remember when we were at Grand Prairie. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
And you had the boys in the hallway, and I can remember Ezekiel Fields. He was so funny, and you was telling him, hey, what words to use, look people in the eye when you're talking to them, be positive. And I like that. And I think that a lot of boys took from that and they implemented it in interviews that they had. So I think that's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to sound biased or nothing, but that was we always tell people it's bigger than basketball. Everything we do has been bigger than basketball. I mean, when I came aboard, it was bigger than basketball. And so, yes, over the last 4 years, we have taken this thing, and my background is the arts. And so that's where that comes in to play. And it's, teaching them not just, how to be in an interview, but just how to make people want to talk to you. Like you want to be engaging, and you want people to want to engage with you,
Exactly.
and hear what you have to say, and make sure that what you're saying, one, makes sense, and two, is intriguing and interesting, and that's important. That's important. Yeah. So we have taken that. So what we did at Grand Prairie, we've taken that and created a bigger platform for the
Wow.
media and for branding. That's the other thing I was
Okay.
going to say. It's not just the interview part. It's also, consider how you posture yourself for the public. And
Mm-hmm.
we're constantly on these young people, especially those that are, we can kind of see their place carved out for them in the future.
Right.
But everybody should be mindful of what they're posting, tweeting, commenting. Like, how you present yourself in the public eye is so important. And we cannot stress it enough that they have people in positions in college offices, athletic
Mm-hmm.
offices, strictly all they do is go find their handle, go find their whatever they're doing online, go find it, go get a report. Let's look at what their traction is like, and what their content is looking like. So, be mindful. And I know I'm quick. I mean, I'm not too quick anymore, but I have my eye on certain people where I'm like, you want to rethink that. We're not doing that.
Uh-huh.
And
I've
it's like,
actually been at a game where you were talking to one of the young men about a post that he put on Instagram. You think that people aren't watching, but you never know who's watching. So
yeah,
I enjoyed the conversation because you actually included me in the conversation. So I think that he actually took something from that conversation and he applied it. So I just like the impact that you all have in the community, the rapport you all have with the young men. It's second to none.
thank you. Well, that means a lot. That means a lot. Because again, while you have been an integral part, in the process. I mean, you still are. We respect your opinion, because you can take a step back and look at us, and see, and give some really good feedback on what we do. So I appreciate that. I really do. It is one of my favorite things. I mean, honestly, especially at our last combine, I thought was the most successful. Like, we have a whole movie of that combine. It was incredible.
Mhm.
And I think that's the one that actually brought a tear. I mean, of course, I miss All Star. So I'm really looking forward to that. And
Yeah.
before I forget, let me tell you all the dates on that. All Star is March 20th and 21st. Now, the thing about All Star is we have transformed that. It's not just a game. They get a whole week of activities, responsibilities. We do, and I am still, no matter what, even with the pandemic, and especially now with the pandemic, we're going to find a very safe way to do community outreach. We always
Mhm.
have that attached. The last couple of years, we went down to the Stew Pot in downtown Dallas. And so have a great relationship with them. Hopefully we'll be back over there. Or if you all know of a place that we can help, that keeps our young people, that keeps our group safe and everyone else around us safe, that's what we're looking to do. So, and we can do more than one thing. Because we won't be doing water parks and things of that nature, where we've had a lot of fun. And I doubt very
Yes.
seriously if we're going to do the radio station, even unless we get to do some online. But we'll probably utilize this platform for everybody to meet and greet our stars. But the most it's not just the most important thing, but one of the really important aspects of All-Star Week is our unsigned diamonds combine. And what this does is an incredible platform that gets kids exposure, the right exposure. These college coaches, I can't tell y'all enough. See, Jabari can't say all of this because
right,
come across as vanity.
it's true.
I'm gonna tell you. And Monique is here to tell everybody too. And then I can only say so much because it might be just extra, but you can vouch. Let me tell you all about it. Right. The relationship with these college coaches is so intense and it is so powerful. And it's organic. That's the key word. It's organic. When he says they trust my eyes, they really do. Like, and I am not knocking any footage or anything that's out there. I'm just telling you now. Highlights are beautiful. I love them. They're fun. They're enjoyable. I think that some people are very creative with theirs. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But capturing that, capturing the real, what's the word I'm looking for? That the essence, the essence of the character of the student athletes on that court, when they're on the sidelines, when they're in the locker room, when they're at practice, because the sports influencer was the one going to the practices and capturing them in those prep moments. So y'all can see how the magic happens.
Right.
Being able to tell the stories and present the narrative, the full narrative of these young people, and giving college coaches, because that's the next level everyone is aspiring to, and to give them real holistic, again, organic insight.
Right.
You can't buy it. You can't, I mean, I don't even know how to put a price tag on it half the time.
Right.
So it's
both on and off the court. That's awesome. And it takes a special person to be able to do that.
Yeah, it does. It takes a special vision, to be able to pull something like that off. But again, he's been doing this forever. I mean, he was like born into it. Well, we do know that his first love was soccer. Then came basketball. But he's been doing it long enough that it truly shows. And I think that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference with just everything, the content and the engagement that we get, from parents to the players, and again to the college coaches, or whatever that next level is for young people, because it's not just the young people. We do pro-am. I'm looking forward to that actually this summer. It's nice when that kicks in. So I hope to see some new faces and some of the old ones as well. But either way, it's a rich experience. Again, the Unsigned Senior Combine, we have witnessed kids get signed on the court after the game because it was such a great showcase. And again, it's all done strategically. So it takes that expertise, that level of experience to put something like that together. And it's just hands down, it's one of my favorite things that we do all year. And I'm just glad. I missed it so much last year. It took me 9 months to get back in the gym. Y'all didn't see. They said the Kenora was out there, the panoramic was coming, and I shut it all down. I can't get sick.
I was so sick of being at home. I was waiting on the gym. Like, open the doors. I'm waiting.
Like the old commercial.
Was that Mervin's?
That was no, girl. Wait a minute, I'm about to pass out. This girl just said Mervin. Did you put Mervin's on this live broadcast? I am about to faint right now. Oh my God, I am laughing so hard. So now I got to regroup. Okay, sorry. This is live TV, everybody. Okay. No, girl, that's a Target commercial, but we're not.
Okay. I'm back.
That's hilarious. So if anybody knows of Mervin's, oh Lord, chime in. So anyway, well, we're waiting on Coach Jabari, and hopefully he will be able to jump on here. Let me see. Has he said 2 minutes left in the half? Okay, good. It's almost time.
Christy, can you tell people how they donate?
Yes, I'm sorry. God, that's a great question. Yes, by going to the website. That's the best way. If you go to the website and click on the donate tab, there you go. And let me tell you all about the website. It's so full. And again, when you've been doing this for 18 years, you have accumulated an incredible amount of a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experiences to share. So there's a lot. Dig around on the website. There's a lot there. But yes, so two things. You can donate from the website, which is www.theheadsupfoundation.org. And Sports Influencer is here. And that's where you can get your tickets on the homepage. You can go to theheadsupfoundation.org and you can get your tickets for the combine, unsigned seniors. And we have limited space. We're going to talk more about that in a moment as we gear up for Jabari is with us now. Okay, we're going to bring you in, Coach. You ready? He's masked up, y'all. There it is.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Hey, Coach.
How's it going?
It is going. We are here live from Richardson Pierce versus South Grand Prairie, and I will say it is a good game so far. 35-30. SGP hanging on to a 5-point lead so far.
Oh, okay.
So, big time game, competitive game, intense game. The crowd has been into it. Monique, they needed you here actually because they had some issues with the score.
Oh, yeah, I'm a person.
And they had some issues. And listen, if y'all want to hear some angry fans, some angry parents, mess up that scoreboard in the playoff game. With the
Just for whoever is on the score table.
So I think it is neutral. I think it's Irvin ISD, Irvin High School, that's got the scorekeepers. Okay. So they're not affiliated with either team. So, it's just one of those things where they got to pay attention and wake up. This is the playoffs now. You can't be sleep over there, Monique. They need to come to accuracy training session.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, so other than that, we're good to go. What have I missed so far? Huh?
Who are our high scores for tonight so far?
The high scores so far for the night have been Jordan Roberts for South Grand Prairie, unsigned senior, who is really having a big time year. He's off to a hot start in this one. And then for Richardson Pierce, you have Liam McNeely, who's one of the top freshmen in the state of Texas. He's having a good quarter, good half. And then number 3, I can't remember his name, but he's a senior, man. He's hit 5 threes in the first half so far. So he's on fire right now, and he's keeping them in.
All right.
Well, listen, we've been holding it down. Monique is awesome. She's a natural. Oh, I'm a beauty. She's a natural, and it has been so far so good. We've got some hot topics in. We're still gonna move on to some more. I know we don't have you for very long, but I do want you to go ahead and just keep talking. Share some of the things you want to talk about. We just got done talking about All-Star Week. And unsigned senior.
Listen, I'm so excited about this year's group of prospects, the unsigned seniors in particular. Man, it's a lot of untapped talent here in the Metroplex, and these college coaches are going to be in for a treat when they come in and see this group. I predict at least another 10 scholarships from unsigned senior combine coming up this year. So I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of talent out there. And then, of course, the top 24 All-Star Showcase. You got the cream of the crop in Texas that's going to be playing in that one. So that's always fun, always exciting. Say it again.
I said we hadn't even gotten to that one yet. That was up next. Go ahead and
that's the 5th annual DFW High School All-Star Showcase will be March 20th through 21st. We're have a top 24 All-Star game. Then we'll also have an unsigned senior combine where we'll handpick unsigned seniors to come in and audition for college coaches or scholarship opportunities. So always a big weekend. Really, really looking forward to it again this year. As I said earlier, a lot of talent coming to the table. So then we're going to be following up with that with the Texas Hoop Summit, taking it out to Midland, Texas this year. Shout out to Midland, Texas for reaching out and bringing us down that way to bring some powerful information and a big time All-Star game down that way. Shout out to Midland. So that'll be Easter weekend. That'll be April 2nd through the 3rd, Easter weekend. So you guys be on the lookout for the roster announcements. I'll drop those probably sometime this week. And we'll go from there.
All right.
Good deal.
I'm gonna try to see if I can turn this camera around so y'all can get a look at it.
Okay.
Listen, I will say this. Shout out to Urban ISD, Urban High School. Big time hospitality to the media over here. I mean, God showed me so much love. He saw me standing in line. He pulled me out of line and walked me through the side door.
Okay, be honest.
So I mean, just want to make sure I salute those guys. You know, Urban High School for being media friendly, especially during the pandemic when a lot of kids don't get much opportunity. So college coaches are relying on, trusted resources to still get the word out on these kids. So shout out to Urban ISD, Urban High School. Urban High School.
Thank you, Urban High School.
Absolutely. Home of Marquez Haynes, the great Marquez Haynes. Marquez, I'm in your stomping ground, buddy.
What? Good deal. So show us. You're gonna show us the gym.
Yeah, if I can find it. I think so. If I can find turn my camera around. Oh, here we go.
Just spin it around. Oh Lord, he's gone. Okay. He'll come back. Huh?
Christy, if I have an unsigned senior, tell me how I would sign my child up for the.
Let's get him back in while we got him.
Okay.
Hey guys. Okay, my bad. My apologies. I'm not gonna be able to turn the camera around, but it's nothing special. Y'all ain't missing that. Hold on. Urban High School.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, they got a lot of space. That's nice.
Yeah, social distancing.
Yeah, look at this more. Like you got this. That's really cool. Okay.
All right. Well, I got 2 minutes. I got to get ready to go. They're coming back on the court, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you, ladies, for holding down the round table. Y'all look way better than I ever would on the round table. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna put these games and stuff up starting tonight, so y'all be able to keep up with all the playoff updates. Go subscribe.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, we'll see you next soon. Okay, baby, the music was popping, wasn't it?
Money bags.
So. I want to answer your question again. Thanks to Jabari for being able to tune in with us during halftime. He is at a playoff game between JJ Pierce and South Grand Prairie. South Grand Prairie is leading by 5 at the half. And we've got some standouts, one of them being an unsigned senior. And let me answer your question on that. So we have the combine. You can get tickets. They're $100. It's a $100 investment in your future. And you can go online. It is the event page is on the home page, and you click on that the icon, and it'll take you to go order your tickets, and we'll find out information, and then ultimately you'll get an email with some details. And again, we've tried to set this up so that everyone feels confident in knowing that it's first and foremost it's safe. And then of course, again, we've got a proven track record of why it's necessary. And that it works. The evidence is on the page that describes the event itself. That, we've done this for the last, I'll just speak for the last 4 years that we've done this, or 5 years. And again, the numbers don't lie. They do not lie. So I remember in 2017 was my first time really witnessing the unsigned senior all-star, and we did it all together.
Right.
We had 4 players. We had 4 players out of the entire roster on both sides, and we had 20 on each side, so like 40 players. About 4 were signed, and that was it. So like Marcus Garrett, that was the year Marcus Garrett, who is at Kansas, and don't give me the line. Don't give me the making up nothing. But the rest of those players, within 2 weeks, we had 14 new signees after that platform. And then after that, it was pretty much the rest of them. Anybody else that was there to play, I won't say it was 40. I want to say it was more like 26. I think it was like 26 players. The benches were nice and were healthy. We had healthy benches. And so out of all of that, we only had 4. So I think about 18, and then the final last 4 or 5, in the next weeks after, they got signed on. So everybody had a home come the fall. And so, it's a big deal. It's a huge thing. It is worth that minor investment. And that's so we can make sure everyone is safe. All of our events, we have professional referees. We have accuracy score will be in the building handling all of our stats. And I cannot tell you enough the level of professionalism that we render at all of our events as far as taking care of people. Yes. What people also have to understand is that we are a nonprofit. That's the foundation of this. This is a nonprofit, engine. And so very little that we ask, but when we host these events, we do need your support. So as always, if you want to be a sponsor, a title sponsor, knock yourself out. Come on over. But we have different ways of giving, but really it's about that, the big sponsorships. And again, for our student athletes, investing in your future, making sure you are there. And let me also say this about the combine. It is not just limited to basketball. You're getting so much more. You're going to get, as we talked about earlier, you're going to get the media training. We're talking about branding. We're talking about how are you setting yourself up. We're going to talk about your level of exposure and anything else that comes up, within that realm. So, and the next steps, what to expect, when you get to college. It's different. And not everybody makes it. I have to be honest, and tell people, and do that even in the combine speak. So we're going to split this up. It's going to be very safe. Again, you can go to the website and get your tickets, reserve your space, reserve your spot on that unsigned senior combine. You're going to want that.
And how many spots you have, Christy? How many spots y'all have?
We have 100. 100. Okay. We're keeping it. And what we're doing is sessions. So not all 100 people will be in the same place at the same time. So this is limited. We're going to split it up and block it out. And then while one group is on the court, we'll have the parents, we'll have the second group with their parents in a workshop, in a recruiting workshop. And then we'll split out. So it's an all day. It's a commitment. I don't know. I don't even know if young people or anybody has ever watched a combine or read about, at the professional level, and read about what all takes place, how long it is. I mean, you literally commit your life to getting, you want to be seen and you want to perform. And so it is a commitment. And So we're going to ask for about, 5 hours on that day. And again, we're making space for parents to come in, and we'll be safely spaced, distanced for that. Yeah, we're enlisting help from local clinics and hospitals to help us with the COVID requirements and guidelines, and making sure that it is, and again, I'm crazy, honey. I'll be in a bubble. Y'all gonna be like, she done came in here in hazmat with heads up on it. And I'll put bling on my mat. I mean, it'll be, we're gonna be as safe more than possibly that we could ever be. It's just, so
don't wait, people. Do not wait to get your tickets, because if you early bird gets the worm.
Yep,
it is what the old folks say. So
what the old folks say. I'm right up there. Well, I'm not. But I do agree with that. You're absolutely right. And listen, my phone dings every time someone signs up, so I love it, and I get so excited because I'm like, I remember those names. I always, I try to celebrate the very first person that signs up and say, you were for real. You really did that, because you were the very first one, and here's your acknowledgement. I believe in that, and I think a lot of times, we've talked about this in years past, but a lot of times people think it's a negative connotation to say unsigned senior. Well, we're removing that stigma, and I think that we've proven that, because not only on the 20th will you have an opportunity to be on that platform. And again, I don't think y'all realize how far reaching this network, this Heads Up network goes. It's an incredible grassroots platform that has a reach that is like nothing I've ever seen for grassroots. And so because of that, you're going to get that, of course, on the 20th. But then the standout players have an opportunity to also be showcased in the All-Star game on the 21st. Yeah. So that's the other piece of this. I mean, get in, and however big we got to make the roster, we'll make it. Everybody's going to be seen. And again, we try our best to make it a real experience, so that it's, while there is red carpet, you're also going to get the, it's royal treatment, hands down, but you're also going to leave there with some remembrance of something it's gonna be bigger than, just being out there with the ball in your hand. It's going to be bigger than that. So you'll get so much more. And I think that's what sets us apart from a lot of other, opportunities that are out there. So,
right.
Yay, I'm excited. Unsigned Senior Conference is, again, March 20th. All-Star game is March 21st. So that's a Saturday and a Sunday. You're going to give us both days. But for our All-Stars that are participating, and we have a list, and of course, one of our favorite people ever is going to be one of the ones leading the way.
Yes.
Way Taylor, the fourth. We're terrible. I know he gonna watch this back like, oh my God, what are y'all just crazy? Anyway, so while we have everyone's attention, yeah. So, oh my goodness, what was I gonna say? Okay, so that's March. That's next month. So we got 1 month. We're getting ready. Oh my God, I'm now nervous. I just said that out loud, and I realized how much work I have to do to get to it. So, and then of course we're gonna follow up on Easter weekend with the Texas Hoop Summit. That, my friends, is going to be pretty lit. Can I say lit?
That'll be a good little trip too.
Listen, it's in Midland, Texas. Shout out to Midland, Texas. They are welcoming the Heads Up platform. There, we're going to bring players, a lot of our all-stars, unsigned, whatever. We got a roster, and Coach is going to release those, as he said in his quick moment there. If y'all could hear that over the music and the mask, he's gonna release that roster in the next couple weeks. who we're taking out to Midland. Midland is, oh Lord, it's east. East, it's
East
east.
Texas.
Midland is
Midland,
east.
Odessa.
All of that, yes. So Midland, Texas is welcoming us with, open arms, and we're excited to go down there and make a full experience of that. It'll be similar to kind of what we do here with All Star. So that's going to be nice. What else? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. Listen, the film and the stuff that comes out on this platform, now I'm biased because I film a lot of it. So not as much though. Y'all know I'm in school full time, so it's kind of crazy running a small business. So anyway, but we do have quality content. So we do encourage everybody to head over to the YouTube channel, the SportsInfluencer Heads Up platform, and subscribe to that channel, because soon y'all gonna get some subscriptions around here. We're gonna be rolling that platform out very, very soon.
Right.
And again,
it's needed. Even with COVID, like admission, they're only allowing so many spectators to come in. So what I do like the service that y'all offer is allowing people to watch those games that aren't able to come to those games. So, I mean, it's the service that you all provide, and then after the game, you post it on YouTube. So donate. These people come to the games. They don't miss a game. They don't miss a game night. Let's just say that. They can't make every game, but they don't miss game night. So please donate. And how do they donate again, Christy?
They go to the website, theheadsupfoundation.org. There is a whole page dedicated to donations, and so you can read some of the past testimonials. I mean, y'all got to remember that there are young kids. Let me talk about one of them right now that Jabari has known since they were much younger, like in elementary school, coming up under the Heads Up umbrella, and that's Dorian Goodman, who is with Lancaster, and yes, the Weibo Nation. And so he's one of those kids, that has come. I mean, so it's been around. Like this is not new. It's been around, and watching these kids and Jabari, even, I mean, he's got footage even of Wade, from forever ago. So it's like and the stories are unbelievable. But yeah, I want to say this though. We cannot be everywhere. I think some people think that we have like this crew. No, we don't have a crew. it's us. And he can only be like Wednesday, I think is going to be the first time. We're going to have to like be in two places at one time. And I'm okay with that because I'll be checking out Lancaster. But other than that, I mean, it's like, yes, other than that, it is, it's just the two of us. So we do the best that we can. And I know one thing we haven't done that we really want to do so badly is get our crew extended enough so where we can start covering more girls basketball. That's the one thing we've lacked over these years, and it breaks my heart, but I have tried to get the girls, because I have a vision for the girls, for who run the world. And I'm gonna always say that. I'm gonna tell you, I tell you, y'all don't understand. I think Beyonce, I'm on Beyonce level all the time. So don't have me do nothing if y'all not ready for the production. So right. But yeah, I mean, that's my gift. So that's what we are we put into everything that we do, from the filming. That's the other thing. You just talked about why it's worth to subscribe and have access to these games. So while I film, a lot of times Jabari will go live from his phone, which I think is fantastic, because you're right, it gives people an opportunity to see it live there. But then when that edited content comes out, it's just so incredible. And you still feel like you've seen the game, because it's enriching. It's full, it's not long and drawn out, but it's full enough that you really can see some really great aspects. So I want to just shift real quickly and talk about, there was a hot topic we were going to talk about. I'm going to let you bring that up.
Cam Newton.
Not Newton. Yes. So Jaguar, isn't he with Jacksonville Jaguars still? Who is he playing?
But the player was saying that he's going to be a free agent. So based on he said, I mean, all kinds of things, disrespectful, I believe, from a young adult or a child speaking to a grown-up. Me personally would have told him, hey, you got to leave. I don't see anything wrong with what Cam said to him. You know, it probably would have got worse for me. But hey, what do you think?
Listen, okay, so yeah, just let me give some context here. So recently, in the last day or two, I guess, Jabari, I know, posted on one of his feeds the footage of Cam Newton, who is a professional football player, who has a pretty successful career. I mean, Cam Newton, he's a household name. This is not like somebody we don't know.
Right.
One was at one of his camps, or he was at a camp. I'm not sure what the full story is, but apparently he was being heckled by a kid who wanted to tell him that he ain't got no job. He's a free agent. You about to lose your. I mean, it was just a mess. And he tried to go back and forth. And here's where I applaud old Cam. I applaud Cam, because I know Cam has had some pouty moments. I mean, we've seen him storm off a field before, and he's gotten all kinds of flack for that over the years. But this is where I saw his maturity. His response was, where your daddy at? Like,
good question.
I'm not talking to a kid. I'm not bickering with a child. And I think that's really important to note here. And then we're going to segue, before we get out of here, we're going to segue into the next, which is the final thing we're going to talk about. And it's because, it's important. Talking about culture, the culture of basketball. And that involves so many things. There was another video that was just put out, and Jabari had asked the question to the masses about, was this like the carnal sin when the kid took off his uniform and threw it and left.
Left the building.
Like, isn't that the worst? And I'm like, we've seen worse. I've seen worse. I thought, you know what? That's a tantrum. You can go and you don't have to come back. But I've seen worse happen in the middle of a game. And worse. Worse than that. I think it's worse because it exceeds basketball. Now we're talking like criminal behavior. I mean, so throwing your uniform off doesn't lead you to a criminal path. It's not, I mean, again, you're like a child. You had a tantrum and you need to go to timeout. Right. Worst things that are happening that I feel like deserve more attention. So this also now is a sub segue into this past weekend. We were at a game. Did we already talk? We didn't talk about this, did we? The heckler.
Oh, yes. I heard him. I was watching y'all's live and I heard him. I think I typed like, who is that?
Well, of course it wasn't nobody. Of course it wasn't nobody we knew. Let me tell y'all that what's the funny thing is that when we have parents sit around us who are clearly aware of who we are, what we do, and what we represent.
Right.
I can tell that we're doing something right when either at halftime or after the game, there's a whole conversation like, oh my God, I know I was terrible. Please don't put me on blast. Oh, I can't, and they're very conscious, of what they're saying and doing, from the stands. And so, again, back to that culture. Aside from what the players are doing, there's an added distraction that's unnecessary. I said this a couple of weeks ago. Either you're going to cheer or you're going to complain. And sometimes you can do both, but there needs to be that spirit of complaining needs to be eliminated. Like it's not only distracting for the players who we demand are, laser focus. Sorry. We'll help them be laser focused. Stop being so distracting. Let's start there. Like, where is your self-control? And then this person, Lord, I have to be careful what I talk about because then I get a little relaxed, and that's why we about to go. This person who while he was unbelievably annoying, it was annoying, just more than anything. And then I don't like for people, listen, y'all, we in a pandemic. Stop pulling your mask down and yelling at people and then putting your mask. You have defeated the whole point. You just have to pull your mask off and cover your mouth so you can breathe through your nose. I get that. But you're not gonna pull your mask down, start yelling, and then put your mask back up. That's just wrong on all levels, given the circumstance. But he was annoying. But he wasn't cursing at the players. He wasn't being ridiculous like that. It wasn't threatening. It was just taunting, constant taunting, and it was loud, and it was directed at specific players on the opposition. And oh my God. But what he did that ultimately got him thrown out of the game by the refs was something we had never seen before. And we went live afterwards when we were on the road coming back, and it was unbelievable. I had never seen anything like that. Now, that's not saying much. Now, I've grown up watching basketball. I love basketball. Don't get me wrong. I'm a diehard basketball fan over all other sports. However, for Jabari Johnson, the sports influencer, to say he had never seen anything like that. Now, this is a person who basketball is in his veins. That says a lot. And it was so unbelievable. I had never seen anybody run down out of the stands and summon the referees. Come here.
No.
You can't do, and you. I've never. It's so crazy. Usually I have my camera running just always, and that's how I've caught some of the things that I have caught, is that I never turn my camera off. Well, I had paused because he was so loud. I was like, I'm tired of him being on my soundtrack. I want him to move. But when he did that, oh my God. I mean, I caught the tail end of it, him getting thrown out basically. But y'all, we got to do better. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it really did, I'm sure, save his life, because there's no telling what could have ensued, what madness would have seen given the circumstances. Who we were there to see, there's no telling what could have happened, had he been allowed to stay and wreak havoc the way he was doing. And again, it just speaks to the overall behaviors of up in those stands. I just want everybody to do better. Again, it's nothing wrong with cheering on your team. We go too far when we start calling out individual players on the opposition and talking badly about them. And I've heard grown women call kids ugly and cussing them, and they calling them all kinds of names. And I'm like, I've seen it, I've heard it. It's just unbelievable. And I hope it stops. I mean, I don't know. I just fear the worst. I fear what could happen when you're, again, taunting kids that may not be fully developed to understand, what you're doing and how to just block that out. Maybe they're not there yet. But if they run up in them stands, oh my God, I guess my video will be evidence in the court case, because
subpoenaed.
I don't need none of that. Y'all stop it. Do it for me. do it for me, so I don't have to capture none of that because I'm gonna capture it, but I just don't want to. So y'all do me that favor. But anyway, Monique,
Yay!
we have come to the end of the show. We're gonna, I'm so glad we got to do this, and obviously now we know it can be done.
It can.
The ladies took charge tonight. I think we covered some great topics. We definitely ran the gamut. I mean, I can't tell y'all enough to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go and subscribe to the get all the updates, cover all the platforms. Make sure you go to the website. And again, it's 18 years. We're asking for $1 for each year that Heads Up has been blessing the community, has been a blessing to families, to these student athletes, to these young kids. We used to have the little dribblers. I can't wait to get back to summer camp. I miss hosting that kind of stuff. We will. As soon as we can do it safely and freely, we're going to be right back there. But again, we're looking forward to 18 more years. So we need your support, though, community. I mean, just share the love. Share the love.
That's it.
Well, Monique, how was your first show with us as a co-host?
I enjoyed it. I've never done a show before, so yeah, I'm glad to be a part of this one. Hopefully, y'all will ask me back again when Jabari goes off to a game.
Okay. Well,
hopefully
good. Good. I'm so glad. Now, please remind the people where they can contact you for their scoring needs. And also, I'm sorry, let me ask this one question. Are you limited to basketball, or do you do other like volleyball or anything like that?
Yeah, we do basketball, volleyball, football, soccer. So no, we're not just limited to basketball. Basketball is my passion. So a lot of the events that we do in the Metroplex and beyond are basketball. So how you can reach me, my number is 214-604-4384. My webpage is www.accuracyscore.net. My email is accuracyscore@gmail.com. And we are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter.
Excellent. Well, I know that once this show is over, you can go share it a gabillion times and make sure everyone has all your information there. Again, I can't tell the people enough how, and you just have such, you and your girls and anybody you bring to the table, you just have such an incredible, those the girls, these accuracy score. Hey! Look, oh,
it's the only important one.
You know what? You said it's the only important one. This one right here. Now, you are so funny. Listen, y'all have such a professional presence and mindset, and you take it so very seriously what you do. Because again, it is very important. And I mean, I can't tell you enough how many times it's been who made what, and I know it, you just know it. You know what I mean? It's like it's in your blood. It's what you do.
Yes.
So yes, but you will be back here again at some point, and of course you'll be with us in the next in the coming events that we have coming up. So we've written you into the plan, huh? So get ready for that. Okay, we've been on for an hour. An hour and 15.
Okay.
We're wrapping it up together. So last words.
We're so glad that you all came to visit. Get ready for the playoffs. We're looking forward to going to state in San Antonio, not Lancaster, but we will be there. Just know that. And donate. We can't say that enough. Donate. Visit the webpage. Subscribe to SportsInfluencer on Twitter. And that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, I just want to take this time again to say thank you for taking on this job. Again, it's not a quick thing. I mean, there's preparation, and then we do the show and all. So there's work involved with this. So I appreciate this. I just reached out to you today, so thank you, thank you, thank you for answering the call. And also, I want to again remind everyone we are in a pandemic. Continue to mask up. They say double mask is even better now. So be very careful. We're out of the snowstorm for right now, but the pandemic is still here. We have a deadly virus floating around us at all times. So please, please, please be careful. Load up on your vitamins. Make sure y'all are staying healthy. That's the other thing we talk to these young student athletes about is your nutrition. That's important. Your health starts in your gut. I mean, and that's your way of, that's how you build up your immune system. And so we need strong immune systems in order to get through this. So that's one thing. And then also, again, happy Black History Month life to everyone. Please continue to do your research and celebrate your culture. It is a beautiful thing. And yes, all-star, unsigned diamonds, unsigned seniors, y'all get over to the website right now. Parents, get them on board. They need your support for that. So, and then of course our Texas Hoop Summit coming up in April. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. We thank y'all and we love you, and continue to stay safe, and we will see you all next week.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Bye.